Hi, this is Lauren Fogelman at ExpertSportsPerformance.com, working with elite, highly driven, motivated athletes on having more focus, confidence, and the ability to effectively deal with distractions when competing for maintaining high performance. Today's topic is athletes creating a new response to pain. What I really want to look at is what happens when athletes, specifically endurance athletes, hit that threshold of pain, they hit that wall, and all of a sudden their focus shifts. And there's really this entire sequence that happens, although it might happen in a matter of seconds, going from being very focused to all of a sudden being very within, thinking about your body cramping, that discomfort, and finding it difficult to really get back into the moment, focusing on the goal of where you want to go. So let's go ahead and look through that sequence, and then I'm going to give you some suggestions that might be able to help you as well for getting past that wall of pain if that's something that you've experienced also. So when hitting your wall of pain, the first thing is, let's just admit it, there is a pain threshold that we all have. It's different for each and every person. However, where your set point is now could change as you continue to build up muscle, you gain endurance, you have more experience, maybe you change your training strategy. The other thing to recognize is that your pain threshold is just your body's response telling you that you're really giving a great effort, you're going all out, you're really putting everything you have into it, and it's giving you that feedback and that information. It's how you interpret that information that really makes a difference between slamming into this wall of pain and being able to move through the pain, seeing it as something that you actually could thrive on because it's telling you that you're doing the right thing. So that's the first thing, is looking at where your pain threshold is and how can you move it and maybe even respond to it differently. The next thing that happens is those thoughts. So when you do hit that wall of pain, do you go into this feeling of suffering, of struggling, where all your fear, doubts, worries come up? You get very tuned into the pain, and that will actually magnify it. At that point, there's some fear maybe, there's a tightening in your body. The inner critic comes out, reminding you of all the reasons that you don't deserve to be doing this, and you really aren't capable of finishing with confidence or in the place where you would like to be. It just throws everything off. However, to recognize that thoughts are something that you can respond to and acknowledge but not give a lot of attention to. Once you learn how to do that, the other thing is you do have the ability to do reframes of turning negative thoughts into positive, so that instead of trying to get away from a problem, you're moving towards a solution. So think about, where do your thoughts go when you hit your wall of pain? The next part is that response, and I will let you know there's only 3 responses that athletes have in any type of situation where they've slammed into that wall of pain. And I'm going to go through each and every one of them. And it might be that you're not in one category all the time, but more likely you tend to favor one category over the other. So the first one is you retreat. Do you think about faking an injury or anything you could possibly do to get out of the race? Is it possible that you just wonder why you're doing it? Is it possible that you do get out of the race and you just stop, feeling that you just can't go any further? So people that hit into that wall of pain and they find that it's uncomfortable and don't like being in that uncomfortable place will go ahead and either fall way back in the pack, or they're going to just check themselves out of the race because they're retreaters and they want to be in that safe, comfortable place, and having pain is not comfortable for them. The next group is marinators. Now, I'll let you know that the majority of athletes fall into the marinators category. What that means is when they hit that wall of pain and they slam into it, they're going to step back, they're going to change their pace for a while, they might regroup, and then they'll move forward again once they feel that they're ready to. So it's not that they drop out, but they slow down or they let things kind of sink in, and as they come up with that solution of how to move forward, then they get moving again. So that's great. They're willing to stay with it and work it through, but they have to step back a little bit to be able to let things shift and settle and get out of that uncomfortable place before they can move forward again. In the meantime, there's other racers who are hitting the wall of pain and they're not stopping. So what happens is marinators lose some momentum and they might lose their place in the race and not be able to regain that momentum again. So it's just something to think about. And the third group, those are the implementers. Once again, they slam into that wall of pain and they are looking for any way possible to get through it. Some of them find it as something that they thrive on. They just feed off of it and they're just bursting through it. Others hit it and they are looking for any way to work through it possible to get to the other side of the wall. They're willing to go around it, under it, through it, just work it through. It's not going to stop them because they're so laser focused on their goal of really meeting their time or place or whatever it is as far as their performance goes. They're high performance and they want to stay at that high level of performance. Now the good thing is if you're a treater or you're a marinator, you can become an implementer, and implementers are the top 1% of elite athletes across the board in any sport. They are the ones that are successful, and it's because they're willing to take a risk, they're willing to step out of their comfort zone, and they're willing to fail. And that's important, that they are willing to push themselves and fail because they can learn from it and do something different the next time around. So it's always a work in progress. Now, when I am working with athletes who really hit this wall of pain and know that it's keeping them from reaching their results and they want to move through it, what I found is the quickest solution is using the emotional freedom techniques. It's like acupuncture, but without the needles. So it's actually looking at your energy that comes up when you have those negative thoughts, how it really affects your performance, draining you, and really releasing that story that you have around the pain, because it's that story that creates all these emotions that bring up all these thoughts, fears, and doubts. And once we can really break that pattern, it opens you up to new potential and possibilities. And the solution is to reframe, turn that negative into a positive, to move forward, really staying laser focused on your goal. So the emotional freedom techniques is easy. It works each and every time, and it helps you to make quick transitions a lot faster than many other mindset or mental game strategies do. The other thing to think about is, where are you likely to hit your wall of pain? What is it for you? About when does it happen when you're competing? If you have some experience around it or you've seen a pattern before, is there a way that you can step out of the box and look for different strategies or solutions at that point? One of the things I suggest that you do also is maybe chunk down into smaller mile markers so that you're having small accomplishments along the race. Like in a marathon, instead of running a 36-mile marathon or whatever that might be for you, is to maybe chunk it down into 1 mile sections each, so that you're running many different sections over and over again as you race. It's different things for different people, but think outside of the box. The solution is there for you too. If you're interested in the top 7 mistakes even the best athletes make, go to my website, expertsportsperformance.com. Put your name and email address in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll get my free starter kit showing you maybe about the mindset strategies that will help you to break through and have high performance so that you can really reach your goal. Lauren Fogelman, expertsportsperformance.com. More focus, more wins. And please comment on the video. Let me know what you think. Talk to you soon.